no, can't do it, can't do it, no, no. No, I definitely need a haircut, but today is not the day. Hello, we are talking about trimming guest lists today and why you should. So stay right to the end of this video because that's when I'm going to be talking about the big question of why. People think that just because you're getting married abroad that less people will come. Yeah, I'm gonna bust that bubble for you. But before we dive in, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. I talk about how to plan your ideal destination wedding wherever it happens, whenever it happens. So if you like that sort of content, do subscribe and let's jump in. First, let's talk about how to trim your guest list. First people to cross off your list are your vetoes. So vetoes are very much a personal thing between you and your partner. These are the people that neither of you are too keen on having at your wedding. So this could be an ex that you would rather not see on your wedding day. Even if your partner is still friendly with them, it just makes you feel a little bit uncomfortable. This could be that colleague that smacked your partner on the ass at the Christmas party because they were way too drunk and you don't want them to be near an open bar, and there's so many implications about that, and you get the picture. These are people that either you or your partner feel uncomfortable at the wedding day. I think vetoes should be discussed because sometimes it's a little bit more sensitive. For example, say if your best friend really doesn't get on with your partner for some reason, but you can't uninvite your best friend from your wedding. It's more politicky, so these things should be discussed, but these are people that you should be thinking about trimming from your guest list. The second group of people who should be trimmed from your guest list are family obligations. I cannot be the only person who is constantly being reminded about distant cousins or uncles or someone that I have never actually met. It's usually my dad, and he will say something like, "Oh yeah, your Uncle Joe asked after you." And I'm like, "Who's Uncle Joe?" And he's like, "Oh no, you know him, you've known him for years. He was at your baptism." Like, make that make sense. My baptism? So I would not be inviting Uncle Joe to my wedding day because I have no idea who that person is. Now, of course, this depends on the family. It also depends on the culture. There are some people that you just absolutely have to invite, and fair enough. But I think that if you are the people paying for your wedding, then you should know every single person that is at your wedding. If there is some relation to a relation to a relation to a relation that your parents are trying to pressure you to invite, remind them that it's your special day, that you want it to be a celebration of you and your friends and family, and you want everyone who is there to be someone who is significant to you. You may get some pushback, but at the end of the day, it is your wedding. So make sure that everyone who is there, you want to truly be there. The third group of people to potentially cut are plus ones. Now, plus ones are an odd one. I think that it is kind to offer a plus one to certain individuals, but I don't think it should be a blanket open invitation for everyone. My approach to this would be to handle it delicately and to really ask yourself about that single friend. So say if you have a single friend that you are inviting who is a little bit awkward at parties, won't know very many people, hi, that's me, then it might be the kind of thing to offer them to have a plus one. But if you have a single friend who likes to be the life of the party and makes friends really easily and would find it really easy to talk to a lot of people at the wedding, you may find that they don't need a plus one or would even ask for a plus one. So dole out your plus one strategically and don't give it to just everyone and anyone. The way to navigate this in your invitation stage is to write your invitations with who you are inviting. So address your invitation to Olivia and guest, for example. If the person requests a +1, this is also at your discretion. It is completely up to you whether you allow people to have +1s, but I think it should be done strategically and not just a blanket to every single person, because that's a surefire way to get double the guest list than you actually intended to have.
But wait, Olivia.
You say,
it's a destination wedding, so not that many people will make it. They'll make an excuse. They don't want to travel. They want to spend that expense, blah, blah, blah.
are you sure about that? Are you really, really sure? Do you know how many of my couples tell me that, and how many are pleasantly or very unpleasantly surprised at the people who actually RSVP to their wedding? Far more people are willing to travel across the world for a wedding than you actually think. And you may find that that Uncle Joe that met you at your baptism does want to come to your wedding. It's a holiday for them at the end of the day. Why not? It's a party. It's a free open bar. I know that the tips that I've given are probably a bit controversial because I'm pretty ruthless when it comes to guest listing. But if there is one takeaway that you should take from this video, it should be that it is far more awkward to uninvite someone than it is to invite them. So make sure that you are prepared and happy for every single person that you invite to your wedding to actually come to your wedding. Because if that surprise drunk colleague actually RSVPs yes, it's far worse to say no to them than it was to not invite them in the first place. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found this helpful and valuable. Please do subscribe to this channel for more destination wedding tips every single week. And until next time, I will see you very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.